Hi, my TikTok fam. My name is Randy C. Watts, and if you're watching this, you're probably subscribed to my channel. If not, what the heck is wrong with you? I'm a kind of a baby channel. I haven't been at it for very long as far as the post-Mormon community goes. I do have a channel called Randy Knows Grief. That channel's been around for a while, and I have several subscribers, and I appreciate that. But I would love for you to subscribe to this. I'd also love for you to subscribe to my YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/@MomoNomo-1. I would love it if you'd go on there and subscribe, because I think there's some stuff you might find really interesting. I just wanted to tell you the way I got into the podcasting biz was because of a book I wrote about grief, and it's called Filling Empty. And because of that, I was on an interview by Gene Judson, Latter Daily Digest. And that led to me being a guest on the Tuesdays with Tim live show that I now do every week with him. And on that show, I happened to mention that I went on a double date with Lori Vallow, as in Lori Vallow and Chad Daybell, kid and spouse murdering group. And just so happens that the trigger man, Alex Cox, was a good friend of mine. And he stopped answering his phone. And then before I know it, I see him up on my large screen TV in my living room. And I walked in, and my fiance, Amanda, was watching the show. And I'm like, what? I know that guy. What is he doing on TV? And she said, well, he's dead. I'm like, well, that might be the reason he hasn't been answering his phone. Well, come to find out, he was the trigger man for Lori Vallow and Chad Daybell. And I was shocked beyond belief. On Tuesdays with Tim, I happened to tell this story, and Megan Connor, who's on the panel, her jaw dropped, because that's Lori Vallow's cousin. And the majority of her videos at the time were all about the Lori Vallow Chad Daybell case. So I went on her channel as a guest a few times. But anyway, that's kind of how I got into the podcasting thing. Then I started getting asked to be a guest. So I figured, you know what? Why don't I just start my own channel? Gene Judson and I, along with Megan Connor, do a live show on Sundays called the Salt Lake Expositor. We also, the three of us, do a live show on Tuesday evenings called Tuesdays with Tim. That features Tim Rathbone and, of course, Gene and Megan and I, and, people who want to just pop in and offer their opinion. We love doing those lives. And then Gene and I interview several people, and then I interview people on my own as well. So I'm kind of into the whole podcasting thing, but I'm just so new at it. I think I have 170 subscribers, maybe a couple more. I don't know, but boy, I could use it if you'd go over to MomoNomo-1 and subscribe to the channel. That would make my day. There's no money in it yet, but that's not my goal. My goal is to make people aware of some of the difficulties of separating from the LDS Church, and many of the improvements from separating from the LDS Church. I was a Mormon for most of my life. For 45 years, I was very active. Then my activity started dwindling as I learned some things. About 4 years ago, I happened to Google ex-Mormon videos, because I was feeling alone. I was feeling like I was the only one, but I was not the only one. As a matter of fact, I found out that there's millions in this community. I felt more loved in my ex-Mo community than I felt going to church. I started to learn about the real truth, about what really happened. And I'm thinking, wait a minute, I've heard all my life from the prophets that if the Book of Mormon isn't true, it's the biggest farce ever committed in this world. And when I found out how the Book of Mormon was really written, I won't even say translated. And when I found out that Joseph Smith tried to sell the transcript of the Book of Mormon as a novel, and that didn't work, and that he, by the way, was a real scoundrel and was arrested, and why he was in the Carthage jail and some of the atrocities that he committed, along with his number two man, Brigham Young. I'm like, what in the hell have I been doing? I don't blame myself for following it because I was indoctrinated. I'm going to tell you, it's a freaking cult. How they even tell us what underwear we can wear and what underwear we can't. You know, it was such a revelation to me. And many of the member friends that I've had have accused me of being an apostate. Well, guess what? Guilty as charged. I'm an apostate. And I've never been happier in my life because I wanted to follow the truth that my heart told me. You can only live with your families forever if you obey the word of wisdom, don't drink coffee, don't smoke cigarettes, forget about alcohol, and if you pay your full tithing. Because when you stop paying your tithing, you're out, you're gone. That's the only way you can be with your family forever. Are you kidding me? And people believe this. Because why? Because they were raised in it. Not me. I mean, yes, I was raised in it, but I'm not. Homie ain't playing that game anymore. I'm out and I'm happier than I've ever been in my life. I still have a deep love for God or for the universe or whoever. See, that's the thing. I don't know who God is anymore. And I don't know exactly who Jesus Christ is anymore because they sure aren't the God and Christ from the LDS religion. The more I read up on it, the more I realize what value there truly is in Christianity. Not judgment, not speculation, just loving your fellow man. It's all about love. And that's kind of what I preach and what I teach is you're going to be doing pretty good in the life hereafter if you just love your fellow man and woman. I appreciate any of you who are watching this, and I hope you'll continue to watch. When people follow me, I just now automatically follow them back because what you have to say is just as important as what I have to say. So I hope you all have an incredible weekend. Tomorrow, Sunday, well, we know what that's for, right? Saturday is a special day. It's the day we get ready for Sunday so that we can sit down on our couch and watch NFL football. Just saying. Have a great weekend.